Hello everyone, and thanks very much for joining me. I'm Dean the Vaping Biker, and it's vlog time at last. I've got the hat on because, long story, but I've still got long hair and still not had it cut. Mate Alan's still not out of the hospital, so I'm not getting it cut until he gets out of the hospital. So I've got to look like a bell end until that happens. Long story. Anyway, it's been a while. I didn't do a vlog last week because of stuff that was happening. So what I did want to do was I wanted to get one out for you tonight. It's now 9 o'clock in the evening, so I'm hoping I can record this and get this up and out before Betty buys. Now then, let's have a little look at the notes. I've got notes. I'm prepared. Hopefully it's going to be a quick one. I'm aiming for half an hour. That's my focus. We'll see how we get on. Right then, so excuse me. Just as we're starting this off, I can see that my how to make your own e-liquid, my mixing video, is finally up. I've been promising it for a long time. There's been a lot of people that have been asking for it, and so now it's done. There you go. I've spent a long time. Well, I say I've spent a long time. I've spent quite a while on the sort of production of it, so it hopefully looks kind of very obvious and simple and straightforward. Although I'm sure once I watch it back, there'll be a bunch of stuff that I forgot to say in it, and will damage myself later on. But we'll see how we get on with that one. But hopefully you guys find it useful. I know a lot of you watching aren't interested in it, but I also know that there's a fair amount of you that are, and especially with the Article 20 of the TPD kind of really coming into force, more companies are starting to do one-shot mixes, and also people are kind of more exploring is that a thing? Exploring more. They're looking harder at how to make their own e-liquid, because you know it also saves some money as well. And I'm a firm believer as if you're a sub owner, or I mean I go through a lot of e-liquid. If you go through a fair amount, then the idea of being able to mix some up that you're happy as a kind of a daily vape with, and then you buy your nice stuff for your treats or your weekends or evenings or whatever else, then I think it's just a wise move for your money, to be honest with you. So hopefully it's going to be nice and easy in the video. I've done a one-shot mix, and I've done a kind of a 2 or 3 parter. I can't remember, but no, I've made some. I've called it Fujena because it's Vienna cream and Fuji apple, and the one shot is Mobster's Mole. Don't know why I'm showing you the labels there. You can't read my dodgy handwriting going on there at all. Is my thingy all right on the camera? Yes, it is. Right, so that should be up. Hopefully you're going to have some fun with that one. Please let me know your ideas. Do you home mix? Do you enjoy it? Is it something that you've found kind of really useful? Yeah, just tell me your experience with mixing at home. Now, obviously, the video, and I do preface it by saying it's for personal mixing. It's not for anything kind of. It's not for your next business. Put it that way. Right then, shall we have a little look? Let's have a little look and see what I've done since last time. The reason for the lack of videos or the lack of vlog last week was because last Friday, Monday and Tuesday I was in hospital with more steroid infusions, so that was a hoot, and I wasn't really kind of giving it full beans to get in front of the camera, to be honest with you. Plus I had to rest with my legs up. Right, so the vlog, how to make a sandwich, that was all good fun. After that, what do we do after that? After that, we did the Hadley, which I'm using in with the Ultim cap at the moment. Still a massive fan of this little bad boy. I think it's a really, really, really good little RDA. I think it works fantastically well. The flavour on it is brilliant. The airflow is surprising, and it really works nicely. And I still maintain that for what is essentially a kind of a higher end RDA, it's quite a tidy little bugger. Got some coffee flavoury liquid in here at the moment. I had a sample of this. I'm going to talk about that another time. Yeah, it's nice though. I'll show you the mod that is on in a little while when I go into the what's arrived this week. So the Hadley, yeah, well received. I'm quite impressed with the amount of views that's gone on that one. So there's clearly a lot of people interested in it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for commenting. After that was the Daedalus, which was the little coil making machine. This is the drill section of it, and I still maintain that this is just such a cracking piece of kit. It really is. Now, I've been told today that Grey Haze will be getting some more in, but they haven't got a definite date for when that happens. So if you watched it, if you've kind of looked on Grey Haze's website and seen that it's not there, then there will be more in. I know a couple of people have mentioned about getting them from abroad and all that sort of stuff, and that's fine, but I just like supporting the business of the country you're in. That's kind of what I like to do. So yeah, so brilliant, really enjoyed it. One thing I will say on that one though, if you did watch it, when I was making the coils on the video, is that going to focus? Right, I was putting my two dual cores in the smallest hole. Now what that meant was, and I didn't explain it in the video, what that meant was it kind of gives a little bit more resistance to the wire, and the outer clapton, if you like, is a little tiny bit more spaced, just a fraction, a gnat's pube spaced apart. So I thought that it would be easier to see on camera. I didn't really account for my Canon not to be very good up close, so you didn't quite see it, but generally I use the next hole down, which is a bit bigger, there's less restriction, and it does wind itself, it winds the clapton much tighter. So it really is, I think it's just absolutely bloody marvellous. I use reading glasses on occasions because I'm really old and I have my eyes lasered and just, you know, all things are going, and I broke them. So here we go. This is something you don't really need to see. Probably no one cares. But I've been a proper gump and had a plaster holding up the corner of the glasses, which just not looking. So I saw these on Amazon and I thought, yeah, I'll get some of them. Got them. Yeah, I don't really look all that clever. Look at them, look. But anyway, they help me see when my eyes are getting a little bit tired. On days like today, I've been sitting here since 8 o'clock this morning and it's now just gone 9. Shocking. So yeah, that was a Daedalus. Really like it, really enjoy it. It's great. I'm gonna have a drink. Cheers to you. After the Daedalus came the Chroma kit, which I still think is an absolutely superb little bit of kit. Sure, it's not without its kind of little pitfalls, but I don't think they're particularly large in the enjoyment of this. A few people have been asking, can you file down the pin, the center pin in the sort of extension, so you can put your own tanks and things on there nice and flush. Now, if that pin's plated, I imagine when you file that down, obviously you're going to go through that plating. So yeah, I don't really know about that one. If you do, then obviously on your own head be it. But please, if you do have one and you do try that, then let me know how you get on, because I'm always interested. A little bit of Coke, got belching already. Okay, so after that was the Rashomon. The Rashomon little RDA comes with a squonk pin as well as a regular pin. Nice little area RDA, and it really is a concoction of a bunch of other RDAs, and I think it's all been put together really nicely. Oh, you have a look. Have I got any juice in that? Not even bloody close. Look, what a bellend. Right, hold on. What was I putting in here? Oh, I can't remember. There we go. This is one of the ones that I made up earlier on in the video. This is the Mobster's Mole one-shot, which is really rather nice. It's this sort of a yogurt kind of vibe. A blueberry, is it? Blackcurrant and blueberry and yogurt or something. And it's rather pleasant. And I don't really like yogurts a lot of the time, you know. They're funny old flavourful yogurts, aren't they? Right, let's have a little toot on that one, because I haven't vaped yet. 77.7, what's he say? Oh, yes. Lovely. Clouds for days. So overdripped for days. But why do I not pay any attention whatsoever when I'm doing these things? So yeah, Rashomon, really like it, really cheap. A few people, you can get it actually on the Hop and Vape website. I think people mentioned in the comments there, and it's coming through like crazy cheap. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was crazy cheap. So for a funky little non-airflow control kind of RDA, I think it works really, really well. By the way, mine's firing in different places today. I'm not knocking the microphone. Look, I can do that. No microphone knocks. Do you know why? It's up there now. Oh, it looks well professional in here now. I've got mic. Oh, hey, got a boom arm. I've got to stop spending money on hardware for the channel that you don't see or benefit from. But yeah, hopefully that will now stop any of the banging and dicking about that happens when I'm being a clumsy fuckwit. So that should help you all anyway. Right, then after that was the Chaos RDA. That was an interesting one. That had a few comments, and the couple of comments from the manufacturers and what have you as that as well. Now, I maintain what I said on there. Unfortunately for me, that is just not ticked any boxes for me at all. But I absolutely 100% appreciate anybody that gets off their ass and gets an idea and follows it through and invests time and money and whatever else to get their product on the market. Just, you know, I guess I don't know what their focus group was like. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I believe they are going to be pushing on through with some other products, and they're going to have a little bit of a different twist on things as well, I believe. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes off them. Granted, I didn't like the RDA itself, but I think there's promise there for a company that can move forward and actually get a new idea out to market. And I like that. In a time where people are struggling, that I think is a good thing. And then, like I said, after that one, it's the mixing video. So I do apologise there's not been the amount of videos that I would have liked to have done and got out for you. But obviously, unfortunately, circumstances meant that I couldn't, because I was having needles stuck in me and things and stuff. So yeah, that was. Oh, I also had a nice needle in the joints of my spine as well. So that was a hoot. Oh, fun times. My ballet career is truly over, and yeah, I'm probably not going to be breakdancing anytime soon either, which is shocking. Anyway, may as well sit down and get fat. Let's have a little think and see what else we've got on the list there. So mixing video coming up. Oh, surprise Wednesday. This Wednesday, one of the reasons I've been sitting here in this seat since 8 o'clock this morning, or maybe a bit before, was that I spent the morning working on something that I think could be a bit of fun. Now, I'm a miserable bastard at Christmas. I'm not really a fan of it. Doesn't really do anything for me, but I thought I would do something kind of fun for you guys if you fancy it. So on Wednesday there will be a special video, as long as things happen the way I've been told today. There'll be a special video for a bit of a giggle on Wednesday night, and there will be something that you can purchase. It's very exciting, very exciting. What else? Yes, the vape mats, these little puppies, they're all starting to get out into the wild now, the little ones and the big ones, and these fluffy towels and the rags and all that sort of good stuff. So that they're all going well. Thank you everyone for buying those. As I've said before, I don't make anything from them, but I think they're cool, and it's cool to see your cool stuff out with cool people. So I enjoy that very much. Thank you very much indeed for purchasing. I am sending them out from the UK now. Vape Mats have sent me a box of them that I can send out to you guys if you're in the UK or the EU without having to spend the crazy postage costs that unfortunately the Vape Mats have to charge to be able to get stuff to the UK. So it makes it more affordable for everyone. Everyone's a winner, and they're cool and they look nice on your desk. Right, now then, where are we? 14 minutes. I'm going to stop this and restart, as I'd have to do. If you're new here, I have to stop and start the camera like after 15 minutes because it overheats and goes wrong otherwise. But once I've done that, I will come back and I think I'll be able to tell you about the new stuff that's been in. Right, let's have a crack at that then, shall we? Here we go. Are we good? I think we're good. Right, good, excellent, fun times. Okay, so now seriously, before I go into the new stuff, I did publish an article on my vapingbiker.co.uk website the other day. When was that? On the 1st of December. Basically, it was in reference to, or it started off with a post on bma.org, bma.org.uk. And I've got references and what have you to the post on my website. But essentially, what it is the if I bullet point it for you, the UK is something called the All Party Parliamentary Group, APPG. This group of individuals take advice from industry professionals and business in order to provide the government with full factual information, and in our case, for vaping. Obviously, that's why I'm telling you. The APPG is not a branch of the government, although they can influence it. You know, the way they are, they can, you know, get things moving forward. Now then, offering advice to the APPG is a group set up only in September of this year, called the UK Vaping Industry Association, UKVIA. Now, the thing that was super interesting looking into this one was the fact that the 13 members of the UKVIA includes Philip Morris International, British American Tobacco and Japan Tobacco International. Another member is Fontaine Ventures, a company that makes a leading brand of e-cigarettes and is owned by Imperial Brands, a parent company of Imperial Tobacco. So that's kind of interesting. So that's like 3 or 4 people that are kind of advising the government on vaping that are also, you know, in quite a small group that are tobacco people. You know, what's that all about? Anyway, a chap called Die Hard Vapor did comment. It might be worth pointing out the UK VIA is not just made up of tobacco. And he lists the 13 people that are there, which is fine. However, in my response to him on that one, I mentioned that one of the guys that is in that, who works for Nicopure Labs, who he's deemed as a sort of a non-tobacco chap, he also is ex-Philip Morris, where he was I think he was like a key salesman or a direct sales director or something like that for Philip Morris selling tobacco. So, you know, that's all a bit funky. Now then, the other interesting thing here is, if you've been kind of keeping up on various posts and stuff that's been going on, people like Philip Morris have also, and a bunch of other tobacco firms as well, started working on products that will heat their tobacco. So not vaping, but heating tobacco. Now, aside from the fact that I don't know if that can be used for things that are a bit dubious, shall we say, it's still tobacco. So, you know, and it just concerned me a lot. Now, I didn't make any sweeping statements or anything like that. The article is on vapingbiker.co.uk just is telling you, with the links to the articles that I mentioned in it, just telling you kind of what's going on, because you need to be aware of it as vapors and to have an idea of what's going on in that kind of political climate. It's not just kind of, you know, our government being crap or whatever else. It just seems weird that at a stage where the government are getting advice from this APPG lot, they're getting advice from essentially a group that seems from an uneducated kind of perspective that there are people there that have ties to big tobacco. You would think that it would be completely independent. So, you know, I don't know. I don't really know what the hell's going on with that one, to be honest with you. It's weird. It's just weird. It really, really is. Now, we've got obviously the IBVTA in the UK, which is independent. There's no tobacco funding or support going on there. And also, the thing that I thought was weird, this UKVIA thing was also set up as a limited company. I don't know, do limited companies work as charities as well? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, the IBVTA, no, yes, there's too many acronyms. The IBVTA is actually independent. It is for vapors and run by vapors and all that sort of stuff, and it's the Independent British Vape Trade Association, and I know they're working very, very hard as well at the moment with people like the MHRA to sort of help get things through the way they are. But you know, anyway, go and check that out. Obviously the links and everything are going to be down below, but just check it out for your awareness, because I'm uncomfortable as hell about it. I mean, who am I at the end of the day? What difference in my life does it make? Well, it could potentially make quite a large one, but it just seems weird, you know? It's, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's like kind of, you know, a school getting rid of the headmaster and letting it be run by the head bully, you know? I don't know. You check it out. You have an opinion. If you have a read of that article, if you have a read of the links and everything else that I put down there, and the response that I gave to Die Hard Vapor there, then I am always interested in your opinion and your feedback on that one. That would be great. So yeah, go and check that out, because it's a strange one. It really, truly is. Now then, let's get on to the fun stuff, shall we? That was a little bit of a break. So the new stuff, new products that's come in. Well, first off, we have the Karma Kit. Now then, the Karma Kit is from Geek Vape. It's a mechanical hybrid mod, and it comes with an RDA/RDTA, because you can convert it from the tank to a just a straightforward dripper, and it is what it is. I have been having a good old play with this one for a little while now. Excuse me. And yeah, let's have a got a battery in there? I haven't got a battery in there. Let's put a freshly charged battery in there. It's an interesting little piece of kit. It really is. There's some nice safety aspects to it, which is good. It's got a nice not short, but light throw on the button there, which I think is lovely. But because it's so light, it doesn't have a locking ring, so I think, you know, that kind of concerns me a touch. But anyway, let's have a little vape. Shut up, Dean. Vape. Now then, this is not a hard hitter. You're not going to go out and buy this instead of buying something like that, like the Rogue. It's just, it's not going to be the case. However, what this can do is be a mechanical that you'll have in your collection for when you fancy mucking about with all that sort of jazz. Obviously, the full review of this will be coming up very soon. It'll be coming up next week, in fact, because I think I got this week before last now. So yeah, I will be going through this one. Now, I have heard a couple of people talk about an upgrade to the button, but I've had confirmation from Geek Vape this morning that they're not done an upgrade to the button. Now, it was originally sent out with an incorrect 510 on the tank/RDA, and that has now been rectified as well. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I know the initial ones that got sent out, I think, were all kind of with the wrong 510 that was a little bit recessed or flatter. Wasn't great for hybrids anyway. But yeah, it is weak sauce, but it works. Anyway, I'll tell you more about that in the review. So that's something to look forward to. It'll be a nice quick one, I think. After that, we've got the Vape Whiz Pollux. The Pollux, load of old Pollux, I tell you. Now then, this was a surprise. I've had this for a little while longer. They actually asked if I wanted to review it, and I said, you're right, probably not. And they sent it anyway. It's actually, Vape Whiz is a part of UD. Now, when you look at that and go, well, that's just another starter setup, so, whatever. But it is a 25mm. So I undid the box, and then this beast came out. Look at that! Look at it! Look at it. It's 25mm, so it's bigger than a proper mod. Now, it's not regulated. It's an unregulated mod because you're working off the power of the battery, but you do have a button fire going on the side there. See if you can see that big old button going on there. And you have these little lights on this side. Oh, hang on. Where are the lights? Where are the lights? There they are. Get the focus off me, Dean. Now if I turn it on, 5 clicks turning it on, and you can see them moving down, and it's showing that it's got a fully charged battery. On top of this is a big old sub tank, which is a fair old size. It's got a 2mm max fill line in it, although I think you can probably squeeze a few more, a little bit more than that in there, because there's a bucket load of space. So it was a surprise when I got it out. I was like, well, you know what, WTF. Anyway, let's have a little vape, shall we? This top-down airflow. The airflow is in the top section up there, and I've got 2 holes open aside. What's that all about? What? Yeah, it's quality. Anyway, that's with the tank, and the tank is super darts. I tell you, but it will actually fire down to 0.15. Now in the recoil here, I've got a 0.18 build on here. Now let's put some juice on there, so we've got some. We don't get all nasties. And let's have a toot with the old recoil. What? It's a little chucker. It really is. So you're working off the 4.2 volt battery, and then obviously that will diminish as you vape through it, and the lights will show, rather than having the 4 lights as it goes down, it'll go to 3, 2, and it goes in 25% increments. But and obviously you'll feel it when it starts to drop out on the old vape quality. But it's a beast. It feels pretty cheap. To be fair, it does feel pretty cheap, but this surprised the crap out of me. Having a sort of side firing kind of unregulated device like this with safety stuff built in, I think that's really rather good. So yeah, I will tell you more about that in the review. But it was one of the things that really surprised me of late, because I think it's just a beast of a setup. And having that tank in there like that, I mean, that coil in there, I don't know what size coil that is in there. But it's got big old wig holes. It works well with high VG. It's going well. I'm not going to hit half an hour for this vlog, by the way. Now then, after that, I did get some rather splendid things in. I think I've mentioned to you before about having the iMac tank, because yeah, I used this when I did the dataless video, I think, and I put a coil in here. But I have got the Limelight pylon, which I changed. I think I mentioned it before. With my pal Miguel, we swapped a couple of bits of kit, and so I got the Limelight pylon. Now I sent this back to Limelight just to get a bit of a spruce up and all that sort of stuff. It's always nice. And he did send me another product for review to come with it, which I think, oh, by the way, this is the SX350 V2? SX350J V2 in here. So I am loving this. This is just rocking my world. The tank, however, I'm not. No, well, I've got to spend even more time with the tank. I've put a lot of coils in it so far, and I'm not quite seeing what everyone is shouting about. So I am trying my hardest to really kind of get to grips with that one. But yeah, so the pylon, brilliant, and they're going second hand, really affordably as well. But coming in for review, look at that. It's the Freehand S. So there we've got a fully mechanical switch. That's the switch. That's the switch on top of that. How gorgeous is that? So you press this whole section down, and it's a squonker, obviously, with not much juice in it. Single 18650. This is rated down to, I think they say that going down to 0.15 is all fine and dandy. And I've got about a 0.25 coil in here at the moment. Look at that. This is bloody gorgeous. It really is. Just look at the grain in there. Look at that. So I apologise to people that get offended if I show a bit of something a little bit posh, but sorry not sorry, because this is fucking lovely and it feels nice. It feels nice. Now, obviously, as you'd expect, I'm not treating this with kid gloves, and I'm not putting kind of high-ohm builds on it and all that sort of stuff. I'm doing exactly the same as I do with every other Squonker. So I'm giving this a damn good run through. The only slight challenge is it's got a 22mm catch cup. So obviously, for any of the larger Squonking atomizers that I've got, they won't fit on there. But I am going to be putting some fairly hefty builds in, and we'll be cladding the crap out of it the same as I do with any mech or anything else. But I will be putting this will be going into this is in the review queue, so it will be getting reviewed in the very, very near future as well. Oh, look, I've not got much left. Anyway, it's 15 minutes. I'm going to have to turn everything off and turn it on again. Here we go. There we go. We've done it again. Oh, I really thought we were going to get to that half an hour point today. I really did. Anyway, I didn't. This sounds like my can is echoing. Not echoing by itself, but, you know, with the sound of my voice. The sound of my voice. This microphone up here is bloody marvellous. I tell you, bloody marvellous. It's properly bodged on mine, but it's properly marvellous. Anyway, the other thing, I think this is the last thing. I'm not entirely sure. So I've got to have a damn good go around stuff and make sure that I haven't had other stuff in. But the other thing is this little puppy. Now this is the E-Leaf Aster Total. Now this is once again another kind of unregulated mod, in as much as you're working directly off the battery, but you do have a whole bunch of the safety stuff in there as well. It comes with coils. And what happens is it's got a tank, and the tank has a light, so I can show it to you. Although it flickers like a monster in front of my camera, it's not flickering in real life, trust me. Now, that tank obviously holds, I think that holds about 2 ml of juice, and the idea is to have a kind of a startery or mouth to lungy or just very restricted airflow, nice little unit. And it is a dinky little unit. Now, I've got this just in a very loose mouth to lung at the moment. And it's quite enjoyable. I'd like a little bit of a tighter draw, if I'm being honest, if I'm going to go mouth to lung. But, beggars can't be choosers. Now, if we open that up all the way, I've got a cough. Excuse me. Now, if I open this up all the way, it's still very, very restricted indeed. Yeah, I've got Suburban from Daily in there, and that's bloody lovely. I have got a cough again though. Excuse me. Hopefully I'll remember to cut those out so you don't have to watch me dying a little bit. But yes, this is a funky little mod. You can change. So this is the all black one. I asked if I could have the one with the stainless frame rather than the black, because the stainless looks better under camera. So they obviously sent me the all black. Now you can change the kind of the faux leather outside section, which I'll show you when we get as far as doing the review. But it's a funky little mod. It's tiny. It really is. Really dinky. If I show you a sort of a width comparison with an 18650, we're kind of not really a massive amount wider, so it does feel rather splendid in the old handy pandies. Now I know that Matt at Suck My Mod did a review on his pretty recently, so if you can't wait, go and check that out. But you know, obviously come back and give me a like just for shits and giggles when mine goes out. But no, this is quite an interesting little piece of kit. It really, really is. Now then, is there anything else to let you know about? I've still been pootling on. That's what they say in my neck of the woods. With this old Joytech Elitar Robocop Winky. Still been having a little toot on that one, and yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yes, so that's got to come. That's pretty much due for review now as well. Now then, is there anything else I need to tell you about? I've not reviewed, when it came down to the Anakin stuff, I know a lot of people, because most reviewers got this when they got the little chroma kit there. They got the little pebble from Anakin as well. Now, I've not reviewed it as yet. I probably will throw a quick review out of it, but I mean, it's just a super simple little tiny mod, very mini volty. If dinky tiny mods are your thing, then this would probably do yourself a favour with. But there we go, that's it next to an 18650 battery, so you can see how much shorter it is than one of those. And it is a dinky little bugger, it really is. So yeah, that's a little thing. Is there anything else? Now, I did order some Sony VTC5A batteries in. I ordered those from Ecolux. Is it Ecolux shop? They should have gone into the post today. Ecolux shop direct. I've not used the VTC5As before, so I'm looking forward to getting a good old use of those, because Mr. Battery Mooch says that they're ace. So if he says they're ace, that's sold. Done. Thank you very much. Okay, now I think that's it. Oh, look at that, not long after half an hour. Really enjoying the two juices I've made in the review that, or in the video that I'll put up just before this one. Is there anything else? No. Stay tuned for Wednesday though. I'm really looking forward to Wednesday. Don't expect anything serious, tasteful, or remotely worthwhile, but it should be good fun. That should be good. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else. I think we're all good to go. So that pretty much covers everything. I'll put all the links, as always, down below in the description. Please go and check out the website for the article I was talking about earlier on, because I haven't made a massive article and all that sort of stuff. It looks a bit wank if you look at it in kind of profile there on your phone, but I guess you could turn it sideways. No, go and check that out. See what you think of that, because I don't like it. Otherwise, I think we're gravy. I asked you something right at the start as well, didn't I? What was that? Oh, can't remember. Oh, I don't know. Nah, buggered if I can remember. So, I am going to sign out with the Troll 25 on the old Triad, because, you know, I haven't used them for a fair old while, and I stuck some of my my new, what do I call it? Fugena juice in here, and yeah, everyone's a winner. I think I might even just post a picture up of Mark Todd right now with a beard. Why not? Bosh. There you go. And he's just done his favourites of 2016. That's certainly worth a look. Not that I've got any interest in that at all, obviously, but you know, go and check out Mr. Todd as always. Right, let's have a vape. Clouds, you mofo. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Dean the Vaping Biker. This has been yet another vlog, and I will see you very, very soon. Another bit. I'll get a review out tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. Have it large! Oh yes!